Yeah. See?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Here, I'm actually gonna take the camera real quick and snap it over your face because I was supposed to get this set up first. So we're gonna. There we go.
Mhm.
Sit down whenever you're ready. I'll just be on the other side adjusting it. So I'm gonna get close to you and then hop over to the main computer. Get this lovely face.
It's tracking you.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
tracking you.
Yeah,
All
it's a
right.
tracking camera.
No! Stop tracking me! All right. Here, let
It's
me.
watching your every move.
Yeah, I was like,
You
I'll
cannot
just
hide.
closer to you.
I
Okay.
thought of a
Oh, you-
terrific name for this camera. From now on, you are Hal.
Hal? We're calling this camera Hal. Okay.
Just like in 2001, A Space Odyssey.
All right.
You ever seen that movie?
Yes, I have. No, don't wave your hand. I'm doing the hand gestures so it can stop tracking me. There you go. All right. You can go ahead and start talking, and I'm going to get everything else set up, and we shall start our live stream.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to disappear.
Alrighty then.
Hopefully. I don't think I'm going to disappear.
And
And I disappeared. Okay.
you're vanishing. Yeah. So the last episode of this we did not render in its entirety. So what that means is there was about 22 minutes or so that was just left on the cutting room floor. 22 minutes worth of discussion that didn't show up last time. That's a little disappointing. I was really happy about what we were talking about. Yeah. With any fortune, this one won't buffer, and we'll capture the entirety of our conversation here. But just for safekeeping, yes. Okay, so the last time we were speaking, it was regarding the upcoming release of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 7, Steel Ball Run. Let's see. My first exposure with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure happened about 9 years ago, so this has been a long time coming for me. I probably don't get through high school without JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And considering where the last part left off, I'm eager to see what comes out of Part 7. By the entire fan base who's read the manga, they consider this the best, far and away. And that took me aback. That took me rather aback, because JoJo up until Part 7 had already been something spectacular. Araki really did terrific work, but something that stood out most was Part 7 was when he made the change from going to weekly releases with the manga to monthly releases. Therefore, he could focus more on how he illustrated each panel, and the results spoke for themselves. Steel Ball Run is gorgeous to look at, not by accident either.
Okay. That's really good to hear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm eager to see how they're going to put that in motion, because for a while this part was considered unadaptable, and with how JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has been adapted, it is almost exactly a one-for-one with the manga. It helps that the manga is old enough that they have the luxury to do that. That was kind of the mindset going in when Studio Madhouse adapted Monster. It was a 73-episode anime released in 2004, but the manga came out in 1991, 92. But regardless, it was old enough for them to go panel by panel as well. Like, Monster's pretty flawless as far as adaptations go. It took me a while to watch and finish, but when I did finish, I was almost both satisfied and simultaneously underwhelmed, because it has one of those very open-ended endings. Like, you can have open-ended endings still bring a lot of satisfaction. It's why people still talk about The Sopranos, despite it being 18 years later.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. As normal, I'm over here just making sure we got everything up and
You're
running.
just keeping everything in order.
Yeah.
Order is keeping in everything.
And then we go over here. And then I also got some of the topics idea we have on
Mm-hmm.
this computer. So we can have that set over there. And I am watching you hardcore because D&D is the next slide over.
Splendid.
So, let's try this from the top, from the very beginning. As you know,
from the top down.
As you guys know, this is
I am H
and
he
I am
is
D,
D.
and this is HD Synergy. So we are going to bring off the topic of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because he is going off, and I will let him continue. I am just gonna try to figure out what's going on with the camera. It is new. I really don't want it to show off this much, so I am going to be like back and forth, trying to adjust it and try to get the perfect set to what we want.
Yeah.
So H, I am sorry to ask, but you're going to have to talk for a hot minute while I get this figured out.
I can get the ball rolling a bit.
All right, and I got to do this from a distance, so please, guys, bear with us.
Bear with the men. Bear with all of us. So, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure initially had its very first anime adaptation in 1993. They called it the original video animation. And it doesn't go nearly as faithful as David Productions' version. And they start off at Stardust Crusaders of all places. They begin with part 3 instead of part 1 or 2. And not just starting off with part 3, but right when they get to Egypt. So they cut out half the adventure of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's alarming. Granted, they went back and did a bunch of prequel episodes, but still, why start that late? I mean, that's going to be leaving out so much context, so much lore, so much explanation.
Yeah. What do you feel about this? You think this is much better? It's not too zoomed out, not too far.
This is close enough.
It's close enough? Okay, because I can make it closer if need be. But you guys, the camera's going to be constantly adjusting because we are now able to do so much more. We're able to get up, get around. Sadly, I did not clean the meeting room beforehand to its fuller potential. I had to do a lot of other streamings.
They can't tell that.
They can when it zooms out.
They can tell enough, but they can only tell so much.
They can only tell so much.
They can only tell so much.
I'm working what I got, guys. I'm working what I got.
We're just giving you the illusion of a clean room right now, but
okay, it's not that messy.
It's not that messy, but we're giving them less than the full picture. Literally less than the full picture.
But we always
give them
less than what the full
It's
picture.
okay. It's perfectly
in the last studio, we wasn't able to get up at all, so I don't want to hear it.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right. Well, I'll let you keep talking because I just wanted to get that off. I'm going to send out some links so we can try to get some more followers. And if you guys are new, hit that like button and subscribe because that would be greatly appreciated. And next time, I'm not wearing a McDonald's shirt.
Yeah, so the same studio that made this very patchwork adaptation of Stardust Crusaders also had a feature-length movie for Part 1, Phantom Blood, but this is considered lost media. Like, there are a few clips shown from here and there. I don't think there was an official full release. Otherwise, it wouldn't be considered lost media. But the creator, the author, Hirohiko Araki, he saw this movie in its entirety, and he despised it. They left out so many important things in this Phantom Blood movie. Safe to say that's been rectified with the release of this new anime by David Production. Well, newer than this one, but you get my point. But
I do get your point, but you should explain just a tad bit more. Just a tad bit more.
Just a tad bit more. So, what Araki hated about this the most was the omission of Jonathan's best friend, Ario Speedwagon. And I agree, because Speedwagon is kind of the reason that parts 2 through 4 are allowed to happen. I mean, he becomes a rich philanthropist and creates a foundation whose life's mission has been to help out the world however it can. That includes the Joestar family, through whom they helped for over a century. That's how important Speedwagon is to the larger of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Granted, in Phantom Blood, his role isn't really much beyond reacting to what's happening at any given moment. There was this one time where JoJo's mentor, Baron Zeppeli, got his arm frozen, and Speedwagon used his body heat to try and mitigate the pain a little. And as soon as Baron Zeppeli, spoiler, dies, Speedwagon does the honorable thing of wearing his hat for the rest of the part.
Really? That's a very odd thing to do, don't you think?
Yeah, it seems like it's in poor taste.
Yeah, you know what? Really doesn't surprise me if it is in poor taste.
Yeah, it's in poor taste, but Speedwagon's best girl.
Speedwagon's best girl.
Speedwagon's
I feel
best
like
girl.
that's slight bias there. Do I hint the bias?
Speedwagon's number one waifu,
Okay.
even though he's a guy. What?
I'm sorry. I must have something in my ear. Can you repeat that last bit?
Speedwagon, best waifu,
Uh-huh.
despite being a man. The entire community will agree with me.
I will go against the entire community.
You're
They
going to-
cannot be a waifu and be a guy. That is the
Speedwagon's the exception to the rule.
No,
He's
there is
the
no
exception
exception to the rule.
This is the one. This is the exception to the rule.
There's no exception to the rules. You just want to pull things out of your butt.
No. The entire community, every single
No.
person who has read and watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure will back me up on this.
They will not.
They will back me
I
up
will
on that.
fight them.
You're going to lose.
You know what?
You're
Just
going
because
to
now we
lose.
have a better camera, I can go and do this types of stuff now.
Oh, okay.
Move your hat. Move your nice hat. Move it. Move your hat out of the way. All right.
All right, that's enough slapstick for now.
Enough slapsticks.
For now.
Oh, wait. I also got a nice little mush guy.
Oh,
Yeah, this is Tristan.
that's Tristan.
Yeah, he's our little mush guy. He's our little mascot because I'm Gecko, and I felt like
Yeah.
I wanted someone to represent us. Meet Tristan the Triceratops. All right, I'm sorry. I am slightly distracting us, but it has been a while since we get to goof around and actually like get up and talk and be like a little goofy, like how we were in high school. Be goofy as much as we want.
Yeah, that takes me back.
It does. As you were. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is slated for a Part 7 anime. Part 8 has also been completed. Part 9 is in progress, but it's going to be a while before that finishes, I reckon.
Is any of that in dub yet, or
Ever since Part 6 release, they've done simultaneous.
okay?
Oh, that reminds me of this one little factoid about localizing JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Mhm.
So Araki is a huge fan of rock and roll. A huge fan of American rock and roll.
I mean, I kind of figured
So much so he painted references all over the place. He wasn't even being subtle about this. So, what happened to the camera a bit there?
Yeah, it's just focused on you. Here, I got you.
Mhm.
No biggie.
Yeah, so Araki, he's a huge fan of rock and roll, loves his references. And because he makes so many of these references, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has run the risk of copyright, a big copyright risk. Therefore, every name has to be localized itself. Okay. You have this one stand named Limp Biscuit that gets localized into Flaccid Pancake.
What?
Flaccid Pancake. You have this other stand that's called. Okay. Okay, so there's this one stand called Bad Company. That gets localized into Worse Company.
Yes, I see where this is going. I see where the little trinkets of raindrops are leading me to. Oh my gosh. Oops, I'm sorry.
How does this keep happening?
It's the hand gesture thing, and I need to turn it off. So I need to turn off the zone tracking. We'll do standard, and then I need to turn off hand gestures. I'm sorry. Like I said, it's a new camera. We're going to get things all set up. Like I also said earlier, this was kind of a last minute setup because I thought I was going to have a itty bitty more time. But I didn't. So that's on me. So how this stream is going is kind of my fault, and I do apologize.
There's no
Paige.
problem here. We're getting the stream going. That's the important part.
Yeah. So I'm like, everything's a bit on my fault. I will say normal tracking. Where is it going? Okay, not normal tracking. We'll say close up. Is it going to just focus on us? I
don't mind this.
I was like, I think I can live with this for a little bit.
I don't mind this.
We'll see how well this goes until it decides to yeet things out the window. Because it doesn't show the mic. It doesn't show our little laptop with our little itty bitsy notes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll let you continue because I do want to talk about one of the animes that I have down on there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of fans dislike these localized names that they used. But here's the thing. All of these names get approved by Araki himself. So there's nothing to complain about when the creator himself is signing off.
Yeah, so he's using fan-based names for the characters.
Yeah, he's using these copyright safe names for a lot of his own characters, since most of them are named after rock and roll bands or rock and roll songs. He has a few Michael Jackson references thrown in there. That gets localized too.
It does. Tristan's gonna be back there so he can be in the shot.
Attaboy.
All right.
Yeah, some of this even translated into anime controversy. When he was illustrating the fight between Jotaro and Dio in Part 3, Stardust Crusaders, he had it take place on the streets of Egypt. And since Araki had traveled the world and had been to these exact locations that he is depicting, he drew them pretty accurately, a little too accurately. There's this one instance where they are seen destroying a mosque.
I wonder how you're able to draw that very accurately, good sir.
Araki's got a terrific memory, except when he doesn't have a terrific memory. Araki forgets a lot of things. Some of these things turn into plot holes that the fans just surmise as Araki forgot. Like the reason Josuke has his own hairstyle in a bit of a pompadour, he did it because he got rescued in the middle of a snowstorm by someone with the exact same hairstyle and decided to honor that. Yeah. A lot of people theorize that this was meant to be Josuke saving himself, that the battle with Yoshikage Kira would result in him turning back time all that way to kind of create a loophole of sorts. Yeah. But I think they read too much into that. But it was an interesting and believable theory at the time. But
no, yeah, and I could totally get behind that. And
Yeah, but the real fact of the matter is, it was just some good Samaritan helping Josuke out of a tough bind.
Oh, and I'm glad to hear that, especially since like there's always going to be a deeper connection, especially from like the viewer's perspective.
Part 4 might just be my favorite, if only because Josuke is Araki's favorite JoJo. Yeah, he's even admitted to this after creating 5 others after him.
Well,
one of which is named Josuke Higashikata. He named Part 8's JoJo after Part 4's JoJo. That's
Why? Why are we?
to create a plot twist at the very end of the manga.
We have a person that stopped on by.
Hello, Cheese Plays Games. Welcome to HD Synergy. Good
Hi,
to have
Cheese.
you in.
If you have any question of what we're talking about, please let us know.
Feel free to ask.
Yeah,
Feel free to oblige.
we'll try our best to get it all ciphered out and let us know how the audio quality is, because you are the first one in here, and I greatly appreciate that. So please hit that like button, subscribe, and please go check out the dude's channel, which will be in the description below. Sadly, I am slacking.
There's no problem. Happy Father's Day.
Well, thank you. And all the people out there, please, happy Father's Day. You guys are awesome. And it's I'm going to touch one of my points now.
Alrighty then.
It's a Men's Mental Awareness Month.
Yeah, a lot of people forget that in the midst of Pride Month, but that's equally important. Your state of mind is how you're able to go through day to day without feeling worse about yourself.
Yeah. And what did you say, Cheese? Happy Father's Day.
Said Happy Father's Day.
Well,
that's
thank
what I
you.
repeated.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
That's okay.
Let's get out close up. Group. You gonna zoom out? Please zoom back in. Thank you. Yeah, maybe we're gonna have to just do AI group and just. Are you texting back with my?
Just
hey, you're on my main
Just
account.
answering questions. That's all.
Bro, that's so messed up. You're on my account.
This is okay.
It's not okay. It's mine. I hijacked my account to go talk to viewers. So messed up. Oh my gosh. All right. Anyways, you gotta read it out to me. I can't read diagonal like that.
Okay. So Cheese Plays Games asked, "Hey, the link is not there." I answered link after stream, to which Cheese Games replied,
Fine.
"Okay,
I will get link in the description right now. Gosh,
that's okay.
Y'all are so bickery.
That's okay. That's
Continue.
okay. That's okay.
I just wanted to give a shout out for Men's Mental Awareness Month, especially since like you said, it does. It gets so overshadowed or drowned out, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, it gets lost in the
Lost
noise.
in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce. Lost in the sauce.
I'll sauce you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'll stop. I'll chill. All right, continue.
Yeah.
As you were with
Yeah,
JoJo.
this is a month for Pride, a month for men's mental health, but I just call it June. That's what it says on the calendar. I'm not one to just oversimplify what's already been simplified, or rather unsimplify what's already been simplified.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I just call it June.
Biscuits. I don't think I get able to access this right now. Okay, give me one sec. All right.
Yeah, but lately there's been a bevy of new announcements. You were able to tune in for some of that, but I was paying close attention to Summer Games Fest and all of the big announcements from PlayStation and Xbox and
Bro, not the time,
all
man.
sorts of studios.
Sorry. I'm gonna have to step out, and I'm gonna have to leave this with you.
That's okay.
It's my my condition kicking in, and I gotta take care of that first. Sorry, guys. I will get this all figured out.
First.
And I got a lot happening all at once. I'm sorry about this.
There's no problem.
I was like, I'm
There's no
so
problem.
sorry. I'm trying to get the descriptions in the comment section. Sorry again. It shouldn't be too long. I'll be back with some juice or something.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe some fresh clothes. All right. But I will leave you alone. If you want, you can zoom in. Just hold up your hand by your face.
Okay.
And the camera should pick it up. I'll be watching from the background.
Fine by me.
I will be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing the picture. This camera's tripping me out. It's like it's watching my every move. That's because it is watching my every move. It's like I'm being stalked. That's a little disturbing, isn't it? But frankly, that whole process of video game companies just making big announcements like that, I was knocking on wood for one announcement in particular. There still, after 3.5 years, has not been a legitimate update on the remake for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. One of my favorite games of all time, getting a remake, and the remake going silent. Every time I get my hopes up, they're just taken back down. My day is doing terrific. Thank you very much, Cheese. Thank you very much. But it would be a terrific day. It would be a great day if I just got some news on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. No, Disney seems too content to make announcements for just about anything else. There was an announcement for an Invincible fighting game. That doesn't seem too half bad. Though, frankly, I would have preferred an RPG about that. One that would have the liberty of adapting more of the comic book, since the show is going to take a really long time to complete. So this is the entirety of the Invincible comic book run. This is about how much they've covered so far in 3 seasons of television. But yeah, I've been looking forward to this one more than anything. Knights of the Old Republic would mean the world to me. Like, where do I even begin with how much I love it? Funnily enough, the gameplay for Knights of the Old Republic, it's pretty much just Dungeons and Dragons. They tricked the entire player base into playing Dungeons and Dragons, which makes a bit more sense when you consider that BioWare, the studio behind the original version, went on to make Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, which is an officially licensed Dungeons and Dragons video game. Dee and I have our own Dungeons and Dragons sessions. We've had a campaign going for about a couple of months now. I knew going in that it was going to be time consuming. That was the most reluctant part about it, but I've been enjoying myself more than I anticipated. So my character, I chose a rogue vagabond. He wields a rapier in his left hand, and he has a green cloak and white hair, just some archetypal protagonist, I guess. Only I turned him into a huge jerk. That's how I play him every session. This guy, my character, I named him Finn. He is he's the life of the party, you know. But yeah, I've been getting more enjoyment than I anticipated about it. The whole narrative part of it is probably the most interesting thing about role-playing games. I had made a duplicate of him on Soul Calibur 6, but the thing is, I forgot to save him on the slot. I lament not saving this character, but I at least photographed him. Yeah, I guess I could show that. Yeah, where were we? Where did I leave you?
Oh,
Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are.
Are you doing
You
hand
can zoom
gestures
in
now?
on this.
Yeah, I can help you zoom in on it.
Yeah, you can zoom in on this. This is my Dungeons and Dragons character, or at least how he's supposed to look.
All right, that's as close as it can zoom in.
This is fine.
You might need to turn down the brightness a tad bit. All right, and also it's not locked onto you or auto focus, so hold your hand next to your
Okay.
face and nope. There you go. There you go. It shows the blue flashing light and it'll
Okay.
autofocus.
Neat. Yeah, this camera's pretty funky though. Yeah, saving is one of those important things that you gotta do in some video games that very often I forget to do. So sometimes I just die and have to start over from earlier than where I want to be. Hmm. There are some RPGs I pick up and then get discouraged by playing. Others just don't have too interesting of a plot. Like, I gave 2006's Fable for the Xbox 360. Yeah, I gave that a spin, and I mean, there's not really much significant in the way of the plot from what I've played. It's just a bit ordinary, generic. Sometimes that's not a bad thing. Like, I did the same thing with Dragon Quest XI, but I put that down after realizing I was playing the wrong version of it. See, there released two versions of that game, Dragon Quest XI and Dragon Quest XI-S. See, this version allows you to swap out the musical score from 16-bit to a full-blown orchestra. I love orchestras. Any sort of featured soundtrack with an orchestra, I'm all in. I've seen Star Wars for that alone sometimes. But yeah, Dragon Quest XI, it's not just the knowledge of there being two versions and knowing that I was playing the inferior one, but it's also very grindy. I got stuck on this really hard octopus boss. I've been reluctant to step back into it, but I'm eager to see what Square Enix has in store with Dragon Quest XII. But that reminded me of something. Right before this whole entourage of video game announcements, Square Enix had one of their own. About a couple of years ago, they had officially announced Kingdom Hearts 4 and Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. And they came out with the sad news they canceled Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, which is really, Missing Link canceled. They pretty much prophesized that, but they canceled it because they were so hard at work on Kingdom Hearts 4. And that's got me thinking about what sort of Disney properties they may be ready to feature.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So, I'm back, I swear. Hopefully I'm back for a longer period of time now.
I'm hoping that Kingdom Hearts 4 features the movie Pixar's Cars.
Why? Do you want to just...
They're cars!
Yeah, exactly. Why do you want to be a car?
You don't get it.
I really don't.
You don't get it.
All right, well...
Yeah, but... the screenshots they've revealed from this have been leaving quite the large impression. Kingdom Hearts 3 ended on a bit of a cliffhanger. There were a lot of mysteries that were unraveling, other mysteries being set up. Most of this is Tetsuya Nomura trying to come to terms with the cancellation of Final Fantasy Versus 13, which, if you remember, ultimately turned into Final Fantasy 15. Like Noctis, Ignis, Gladio, Prompto, those are all Nomura's characters. They were just repurposed into a different vision than what he had initially. And despite Final Fantasy 15 being the most precious video game in the world to me, even I can't help but wonder what could have been. Yeah. And I think Nomura, in his own way, will find a way to communicate that to the fan base.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would love to see that happen, but there's always times that when we get our hopes up too high, it just comes down a ball of fire, and it's not very nice.
I'm fairly certain that he plans on Kingdom Hearts 4 being the finale. Nomura said his retirement might be imminent. And frankly, considering how much of Kingdom Hearts there is, the last thing I am going to do is ask for more of it.
We have more comments coming in.
Yeah, and they're all from Cheese Plays Games. Thanks for being such an active talker. Means a lot to us.
Absolutely. What did he say? I can't read the sideways. I'm gonna take the laptop from you eventually.
Okay. So since you walked out, he asked how the day was going. I was going on my tangent on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic not being announced amidst the bevy of announcements,
Yeah,
and I was pretty vexed by that. I went on into describing Dungeons and Dragons a bit and the campaign we've been on.
you did that without me.
Yeah, I did that without you.
Why? That's my topic.
It happened completely organically. It happened completely organically. There's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong
But
with this.
we're coming back to that though.
Yeah, so that tangent led into a discussion about Dragon Quest XI and how I dropped it because I realized I was playing the inferior version and I was on a boss that required a lot of grinding to beat, and I just didn't see myself getting the time in for that when I was playing it.
Well, that's one day you gotta do like a 24-hour live stream.
Yeah, I definitely gotta dedicate some time to Dragon Quest XI, but before that, I do plan on walking into Nier Automata.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I might do that tomorrow or the day after, depending.
Okay.
But yeah, that thought about Kingdom Hearts perhaps ending with this last title. That reminded me, Vinland Saga. That's going to come to an end before summer ends.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's been going on 20 years and has been one of the biggest contemporaries out of the entire genre of seinen.
And
readers
that's your
would-
favorite one, right?
Yeah,
Well, not favorite.
it has. Vinland Saga has my favorite anime.
Yeah.
But my favorite seinen is definitely far and away Berserk. But Vinland Saga is a contemporary for very good reason. It tackles a lot of existential themes like Berserk does. It goes very over the top with with how violent its action is, and the character work is riveting.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. This is slightly off
Mhm.
topic, but a member joined on my Discord on the Crazy Reptile channel. Guess what she has? A Gus profile picture. I was like, H would love to see this. Another person into Berserk? That was crazy.
She's got a Guts PFP.
Sure does.
Yeah, but Vinland Saga, after 20 years of publication, is finally prepared to come to a conclusion. And it's been a long time coming. The author Yukimura has put in a lot of work to this. Between the big three, Vinland Saga, Vagabond, and Berserk, Vinland Saga has probably had the luckiest go of it because Vagabond has been on hiatus for 10 years. Berserk has gone in and out of hiatus, and the author died. But Berserk has finally been getting back on track. It's gotten extra exposure with its re-release of its Golden Age trilogy and with the crossover with Diablo, which those prices.
Hey, I think that might have been cut off, so you might have to talk about that again.
Pretty sure we talked about Pretty sure it wasn't cut off. We talked about that before.
Okay.
Yeah, the crossover with Diablo we talked about before JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but
Okay.
the bottom line was, despite the ridiculous price tags they put on it, if it gets new readers, I can bite the bullet. But with Vinland Saga, I'd say it's the luckiest of all because it has a faithfully adapted anime that is well animated. And Season 3, I'm hoping comes sooner rather than later, since the manga is officially going to come to an end. That means they have the luxury to look at all of it and consider how they adapt it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
But at that point, it's also like nerve-wracking because there's always a chance that you're not going to get the exact same ending how it was in the manga. You'll get something similar, but there's also a chance. I say also again, but there's that chance of what the manga gave you, the manga's ending won't touch the readers or the watchers as much, less than, the viewers, the people that watch the anime.
Yeah, there is always the risk of running an ending wrong with adaptation. 2 examples off the top of my head, Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead. See, The Walking Dead's ending was poor because they killed off the character Carl Grimes. He's not supposed to be dead. The Walking Dead's comic book ends with him as an old man.
They couldn't do it. They couldn't find someone similar to what his physique looked like.
With Game of Thrones, there's a bit more of an excuse because George R.R. Martin has been procrastinating for the past 15 years. He has not released the final book in his saga, The Winds of Winter, despite the fact that the entirety of Game of Thrones happened in the span of that, the television show, all 8 seasons.
What?
Yeah. The story is still at the exact same place it was when they decided to adapt it. That's very poor. Martin is the guy at fault. Halfly there. At other fault is the showrunners who turned down the offer to have more episodes in the final season, mostly because they just wanted to wrap it up because Disney was reaching out to them. Hey, you want to work on Star Wars with us? It's like having this toy you want to get over playing with so you can use this fancier new one. Like Andy was with Woody, then to Buzz.
Oh, no, don't make a Toy Story reference.
Speaking of Toy Story, I got lukewarm feelings about there being a 5th one. I haven't even seen the 4th one because the 3rd one was so beautiful.
Yeah. You know, the 4th one, I wouldn't say was bad. It had that nice, wholesome ending that everybody's looking for, you know. But I saw, like, bits and pieces of the trail, or the bits and pieces of the 4th one. You know, I don't know. It's just, it's not the same as, like, what you think. I think it's because we grew as a character with the side character being Andy. But it's just something we got to do. It's just, I don't know. We got to keep growing and reaching out to younger people, even though we can adapt to the day and age and find out and we'll have them be engrossed and maybe want to watch the first one. I feel like the 4th one is like a fresh restart of Toy Story, in my opinion. But I don't know.
Sometimes a clean slate can help. I mean, how many reboots or revivals have been announced lately? King of the Hill's going to come back. The Amazing World of Gumball's going to come back. That one I'm most excited for. Regular show, that's going to come back. Steven Universe, that'll have a comeback. Everybody's coming back except for poor Ben 10.
Yeah, Ben 10 already had his reboot.
Ben 10 already had its reboot, but it was
garbage. You can be honest, it was garbage.
Cheese
Player said, I'm bored. Right? I'm bored.
We don't mean to bore. We don't mean to bore
you. If you have any interesting questions or like anything you would like us to do during the live stream, hey, we'll try to do it within our power.
We can oblige whatever you wish.
Ask H here to floss and he'll do it on camera.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
All right.
Yeah, but with Vinland Saga ending, that puts a lot into retrospective about other works that have been going on without end. Like, I recently saw the episode of The Simpsons that was titled Series Finale, but it's not the series finale since it's been renewed for 3 more seasons. But this was tongue-in-cheek. Like, I went into this episode knowing that it wasn't the series finale, but actually watching it unfold, I'm thinking, maybe this should have been the series finale. This was a good episode. Yeah, they had the right amount of homage to the entirety of Springfield and its witty cast of characters. They even had a couple of celebrity cameos from Conan O'Brien and John Cena, of all people. Oh, no.
Wait, what does he say? You got, please, Floss, please, let's go. Hold on. Let's go. It's just flossing. Oh, my gosh. You could have let the camera zoomed out first, but you do you. That's fine. It's fine. Oh my gosh.
This be the last time.
Gosh darn it. You can't do hand gestures like that. Auto track you.
Oh no. My apologies.
No, you're good. You're good. It's fine. Oh my gosh. That's just so funny. Sorry guys. It's gonna keep zooming out, zooming back in. New camera in the works, so we're gonna figure out what we can do and make it better. I'm gonna zoom in a tad bit.
Watching that show, I couldn't help but notice an absent character, Apu.
Apu?
Apu.
Oh.
Yeah, he was that Indian convenience store guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There was this bit of controversy released with this article or documentary, I think, called "The Problem with Apu." It's where this specific guy lambasts the show for having a non-Indian man voice a Indian man. Which, is that a problem?
No, I mean you're a voice actor. Your
Yeah.
whole job is to voice
You're
act.
being heard, not seen. That shouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, if that's the sort of standard you're going to hold people to, then by that logic, Samurai Jack shouldn't be voiced by Phil Lamar.
Yeah, I was
But
like,
I love Phil Lamar. I wouldn't ask him to be replaced for anybody. That would go for Kratos as well. He's voiced by two black guys. There was T.C. Carson, who did Greek Kratos, Christopher Judge, who did Norse Kratos. They were both terrific in their roles.
give me your best. I am the God of War. It's voice acting time.
Okay. I'll do one for Greek Kratos and then for Norse Kratos.
Okay.
Zeus, your son has returned. I bring with me the destruction of Olympus. So that was my T.C. Carson.
Okay.
Watch your tone, boy. And that was my Norse Kratos.
Okay. I don't think I could top that. I should have went first.
Yeah.
I should have went first.
I just remembered, you know who was behind The Problem with Apu? Adi Shankar, the same guy behind that recent Devil May Cry show that I despise.
Oh no!
It was his fault. It was his fault.
Stop while you're ahead. I am the God of War.
You are the God of War.
Shut your mouth, boy. I could work on that, but I could get someone in the range. I don't think I could do, Kratos very well. What did Mr. Cheese have to say after giving you applause?
He asked you to sing your favorite song.
My favorite song. Let's see if we could get like a. I don't think there's any favorite song for me in dub in any of the anime cover.
Yeah, my favorite song of all time isn't in English.
All right, we'll adjust it. What about favorite show choir or choir song that we had? Or at least one you can remember.
Yeah, there's this one in particular that's always managed to stick with me. I think you'll know it too when we get going.
Okay.
The trouble with the world today is plain to see. Is coffee in a cardboard cup. The trouble with the affluent society is every day is hurry up.
For copyright reasons, we cannot continue.
We probably shouldn't continue beyond that.
I actually got my first strike.
Oh, man.
I know.
You got a strike?
I got a strike. I think it's not like a full-on strike, but it was like more than a warning. It was because I watched the trailer of Squid Games, but I had no audio.
Oh.
So it was just the audio, the screen for Squid Games, showing that it was from Netflix. Like, everything was on there. Like, I will pull it up once it's back. But it showed, like, everything on there, from Netflix. This is Squid Game trailer 3, season 3, something. All the dialogue was there. Still got the warning strike. But Coffee to Go, that's the name of the song that we just sang. That just made me think of copyright strikes.
Yeah.
I was like, gosh darn it. I had my first one.
Don't want to put a premature end to this channel.
No, I like this channel.
I like this channel too.
Especially when we're able to do more and get more activities in it as well.
Yeah. Speaking of endings, when Vinland Saga does end, that's when I'm definitely going to read the entire manga from start to finish.
Are you gonna do like are you gonna baby feed us? Are you gonna like live stream it and then just like flip the book around? Like, this is what's happening here.
Maybe I could go chapter by chapter with a retrospective.
Okay, I can see that. Is Vinland Saga more of a comic books like setup, or is it more of a manga setup?
It's more of a traditional manga, despite the fact that it takes place initially in Iceland, then in Denmark, then, of course, in Vinland.
True, but I mean, like, this is
Yeah.
made how it was made first. So
Yeah, Makoto Yukimura, the author, despite being Japanese, really, really knows his Viking history. Like, a lot of the people in Vinland Saga are real people, not
Yeah.
characters, but
Thorfinn.
yeah, he repurposes a lot of real world people to create this narrative, despite the fact that the real King Canute and Thorfinn Karlsefni never met each other once, despite the fact that their dynamic is one of the most important things about Vinland Saga.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just Yukimura's way of being able to translate his message. Chicken jockey!
Cheese. We've been over this on my stream that we are not doing the chicken jockey.
I'll do chicken jockey. I'll do chicken jockey. That got a big reaction.
You suck up.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to read Vinland Saga because some of the other reads I've had have come to their conclusion. For the past year, I was reading a manga, the name of which you might be aware of, Blame, spelt B-L-A-M-E with an exclamation point in all capitals. About 8 years ago, there was a feature-length movie by Polygon Pictures, completely 3D animated. Yeah, I can give you a refresher.
Yeah, I was like, isn't that what, like, the grenades and stuff? Or am I thinking of something totally
This
different?
is Blame.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so this was a manga by a man named Tsutomu Nihei. I decided to read this because the anime movie wasn't really an adaptation of it as much as it was a repurposing of the setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sorry, guys, you're not going to be able to see it due to the fact that I don't feel like getting up and waving in front of the camera.
Yeah, I'm just giving the man a visual refresher on Blame, but the ending of it was open-ended, very open-ended. But with Blame, I think it fits because the entire manga is about being able to search for answers despite not having them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the entire premise is that it takes place in a far away, distant future, very dystopian. It takes place in this complex, a structure they call it. It's like a gigantic city that the planet Earth turned into. Nobody knows how large it is, how long it's been there, how it got like this. It's all shrouded in mystery. But one certainty is that there is a way to undo it. The main character of this story, a man named Kiri, he is searching for a human who possesses the net terminal gene. Therefore, they can undo what has been done to the planet. This manga's artwork by Nihei was influenced by his background in architecture. So a lot of the times when there isn't any dialogue or action, it's mostly just Kiri just wandering through the complex, and there's these big wide shots of landscapes. I did it again. I did it again.
It's okay.
I did it for emphasis.
I gotcha.
I did it for emphasis.
Let's see if I can fix it from here. Oh, please. Please. No. It's fine. I'll fix it. You keep going. I gotcha.
Yeah, it wasn't too much in the way of plot or characters, but it was very much so in the way of aesthetic and atmosphere. That was the entire goal of it. It also serves as a bit of cyber sci-fi horror in a sense. Like a lot of what's been left behind in this structure are these robotic nightmares that put humans on the brink of extinction, which is why Kiri's so hell-bent on his mission, despite there not being a real clear way to accomplish it. Yeah, about 10 chapters in, he gets this cute robot sidekick named Sibo. Unfortunately, 10 chapters later, she goes from this tall Amazon body to a lolly body. That put me off for a bit. Luckily, she gets her tall Amazon body back, so I was celebrating that.
The Amazon body, the Amazon warrior body.
I gotta type. I gotta type. I gotta type, and Sibo fit it until she didn't, and then she did it again.
like you was literally that meme when there's like the reboot or backspace button. He was like, no,
too far, too far. Wow, what a terrific woman! Improve. Too far.
Go back.
Go back.
Oh my god!
I think Nihei may have had the same realization that I did reading that manga.
That's crazy.
The other one was this comic on Webtoon called Darby. That one is precious to me. Very, very precious to me. It is the Berserk of Webtoon. Definitely my favorite one on the entire app.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Like Berserk, it's very violent, very vulgar.
Yeah.
But it also tackles with existential themes and very poignant character work. You can detect a trend in my sort of preference with narratives, right?
Yes.
Right?
It's gory.
Darby fits the profile. The entire thing's about a family of baby T-Rexes looking to survive in a ravaged planet Earth. It starts off a bit paleontologically accurate until it starts to take a weird turn. Some of these dinosaurs are getting powers. They can all talk and they all speak like gangsters, since a lot of the disputes they have is over turf. So they talk like gangsters a bit. It's charming. It's really, really charming.
No,
It's really, really charming.
I don't even know what to say to that.
There's nothing to say to that. They talk like gangsters every now and then.
That's crazy. That's.
But yeah, I had been reading this thing since about 2018.
You know what? That's.
And I'm glad that I stuck with it this long because it went on 2 instances of a year or longer hiatus.
Okay.
And the wait was grueling. I imagine it was how it felt for Berserk fans initially, back when Kentaro Miura was changing the art from standard to digital, because that slowed down the process tremendously. But where it is at now, Berserk can have more comfortable releases. Its latest chapter released 2 days ago. I read it already, and I was left pretty impressed, but mostly it was just setup over payoff, which is fine because the payoff is going to come next week. Berserk's getting another chapter. I'm so happy about that.
Bro,
hopefully it's going to...
See, now you waited this long, and you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, because the moment it gets released, you're going to want to read it. But once you do, guess what?
Now I gotta wait again.
Yeah, I was like, there's nothing left.
Wait again.
You got to take a tidbit at a time. Just
well, I could just read the manga over from start to finish again.
How long would it take you to do that?
12, 13 hours, maybe 16 if we're looking to go deep into it.
How long would it take for you to read it in Japanese? There you go. There you go. We got you a challenge now. We'll make it last. What?
I can't translate that.
That's the point. So you gotta take the bit that you're reading, take it to Google, translate it back to English, and then read it that way. And
that would take me an entire month, man.
Exactly. And guess what? At the end of it, you can go all the way back and read it in English. And then that one good manga that you've been waiting for, that pristine chapter that you've been craving for almost decades on end, is sitting right there.
It's sitting right there.
In grasp. Just a nice touch. And then you're all out of luck because there's going to be another week.
Well, shoot.
All right. What other topics you want to talk about? We've been kind of bouncing all over the place. So I don't know what else we've been touching. I know we need to go back to D&D, especially before we end this session, because I wanted to hear some of your opinions, some of your thoughts, and what you think as I can do as a DM. I know Repo. How about Ark Survival Evolved? Have you got any other like info on it? Like, what do you think we should do? Do you want me to bring, my system over and we can just dual screen on your bigger screen, and we'll just live stream from there if you want to? All right. How about we do that for when we hit 50 subscribers?
Yeah, that'll be a 50 subscriber special for this podcast.
50 special or 25 special? We're close. That's four more subscribers. We could yoink them off the streets.
Probably 50.
Darn it! I wanted to get you playing sooner.
I wanted to give myself some room for my Nier Automata playthrough. That way I could uninstall it and create save space for Ark Survival.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll be patient. I'll play it in Japanese or Korean.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm talking about the tactic I was using on you earlier. I guess I'll wait or figure something out. I'll see if we can get it across server, and then we'll be able to get more people to play.
Oh yeah, it just came to mind. The discussion on RPGs, and we haven't been talking about one that's been making the rounds all over the place. You ever hear of Clair Obscur Expedition 33?
Yes, everybody was live streaming that immediately when it dropped. So I've been doing my best to avoid it, especially because I don't know if I personally will like it, due to the fact that I don't know the background of it.
Yeah, the entire background of it is that this is a debut studio title.
It's fine if you don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember their name, but this is their very first video game. But they pulled out all of the stuff to get this made.
Really well.
The graphics have been astonishing to look at. The soundtrack has been it's been appropriated by a lot of people. The gameplay people are gawking at, and what I'm more amazed by is the fact that the main character of Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Gustav, is played by an actor named Charlie Cox. I mention him because he is the man who plays Daredevil in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Really?
This is a very high-profile Hollywood actor who they got in their very first video game ever. What sort of strings did they pull?
I don't think they pulled it. They was like, all right.
Yeah, it's been selling a lot of copies, but it started a bit of discourse around turn-based combat in video games.
Yeah, I saw that.
Some people are saying that they want turn-based combat to make a comeback, but it didn't leave. It didn't leave.
Have you heard of Pokemon?
I've heard of Pokemon. I've also heard of Shin Megami Tensei Persona. Persona 4 is getting a remake. Persona 3 had a remake that came out. Persona 5 is getting milked out of. That has turn-based combat, all of it.
Yep.
Dragon Quest 3 and 2 and 1 have all been getting remakes. 3 released first, 2 and 1 will be next.
Okay.
Wait,
why is it going backwards?
I'm not sure why they went backwards with the release for Dragon Quest 3, 2, and 1, but that's still there as well. Not to mention one of the recent Game of the Year winners, Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes!
That's turn-based as well.
I want to play it because it's literally D&D. Wait, there's another game that I think you would like to play. It's called Thrones and Liberty.
Thrones and Liberty.
Yeah, it's free. If you guys want to play with Crazy Reptile or the dude on our separate channels, just let us know. Yeah, let us know.
We'd be happy to oblige.
Yeah, it's literally, the only thing is that you don't get to pick a race. You're automatically human, no matter what.
Okay.
But you do get magic option or being a rogue or being a knight, and you get to choose 2 weapons. So,
enough variety.
Yeah,
enough variety to count.
So it's not like you're stuck with one thing, but it is a lot of D&D without all the special parts of D&D.
Yeah, but that entire discourse got me thinking, how many gamers are playing RPGs other than Final Fantasy even, if this is the conclusion they're coming to about turn-based combat?
I was everybody's like, wow, this turn-based combat is amazing. This turn-based combat is awesome. Why don't we have more turn-based combat?
We should impose this on every RPG from this point forward. Final Fantasy has never needed turn-based combat. It can
Ooh.
do just fine on its own.
Yeah, and I really like that some RPGs don't do turn-based combat.
I like that they can take their own creative liberties. It's why Final Fantasy 16 is probably the most unique entry out of every Final Fantasy.
Oh, here we go.
Even including, even throwing 15 into the discussion, even throwing the MMOs into the discussion. 16 is probably the most unique out of all of them, just for its combat.
Really?
For its combat.
I
It's-
never thought I'd hear
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah, I know that I am the biggest stan for Final Fantasy 15,
Yeah.
but this is not a hill I'm going to try and topple.
Wow. Okay.
This is not a hill
you
I'm
know
going to
what?
topple.
You get some applause. You're growing up.
Yeah. Speaking of which, the main character of Final Fantasy 16, Clive, is voiced by this guy named Ben Starr. He also shows up in Clair Obscur Expedition 33. So
What are they doing?
they're just trying to leave their own stamp in the RPG genre in video games.
Yeah, they done
They've,
an awesome
they've already
job.
succeeded. I've been hearing rumors about a live-action movie adaptation. That's blowing
That's
my
all
mind.
Discord.
That's blowing my mind all over the place. It's only been out for over a month.
For only a month?
Yeah, for only over a month.
Wow. Well, I'll have to take a look into it. Maybe one of my good, healthier paychecks will cover the price of the game.
Don't worry, it isn't going for $60 like the other ones. Just 50.
Just 50?
Just 50.
You know,
Just 50.
I would like it if it was just 20.
Yeah, there's no harm in waiting for it to go on sale. No
Oh.
harm at all. No harm at all.
There is so much harm. You're gonna be out of the loop by the time it goes on
And
sale.
that reminded me of the biggest announcement I saw during the entire catalog during Summer Games Fest. The one announcement that got me excited, well, there were three that got me interested, that being Resident Evil 9, Silent Hill F, which you were there. Yeah, that one was a bit surprising. I didn't expect that to be a Silent Hill. We can speak about that more some other time. But
Yeah. I gotta actually watch it all from start to finish.
yeah, but the big reveal, the one that I was impressed by, was Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. So, kind of like Baldur's Gate 3, this is a grid-based, turn-based RPG.
Okay.
It's also notoriously the hardest out of every Final Fantasy. Notoriously so. It's also got a riveting plot full of politics and treason. Like, this was like a prototype to what we see out of Game of Thrones, or even in Final Fantasy 16, this was a prototype. But the interesting part is that now dialogue is going to be fully voiced.
Oh, let's go!
Fully voiced.
This
Fully
is going
voiced.
to be so much better already.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. My one gripe is that they didn't get see the voice actor for the protagonist, Ramza Bale, from Final Fantasy Tactics. He actually had a voice before this game. It was featured in the fighting game Final Fantasy Dissidia. But so the actor won't be returning for this new release. The actor was Phil Lamar. I love Phil Lamar. I wish he'd be coming back. He had such a sweet voice. It fit Ramza so well.
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't a horrible loss, but it's one that I lament. I lament. But yeah, this one is the one that I fully intend on playing out of everything that was announced.
And speaking of things coming back, I am a Log Horizon fan.
Mhm.
I don't know if you watched that before, but
I'm very familiar with it, but I haven't fully dived in.
okay, that's something that me and you are gonna have to watch.
Yeah.
It's really good, and it's not like something crazy. Like, the fantasy is not out of this world. It's more of like Sword Art Online, but like 5 times better and more realistic. You don't have an OP character. You don't have, the oh my gosh moment of unnecessariness with Asuna.
Oh, yeah, I know the one.
Yeah,
I know the scene. I know the
yeah, I
moment.
was like, there's none of that. It's just more of like
Nothing gratuitous.
Yeah, I was like, it's more of just understanding how to survive in this new world and how to remake it to make it our home.
Yeah.
And it's really good. And I heard that last year 2024 that they announced that they was going to be trying to get Log Horizon Season 4 up in 2026. And then I dug deeper because I got excited. And now, from last year, they did one more announcement that they might not be getting a Season 4 due to funds. I was like, no. Why? Why?
That reminds me of so many good anime out there that just don't get continued. Like No Game, No Life.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, no game, no life.
I'm also thinking of Dead Man Wonderland. And I am also very specifically thinking about Children of the Whales.
Oh my gosh! You know, Love was gonna start watching that.
She was gonna start
Yeah,
watching
she was
that?
gonna watch it. She was like, I couldn't get into it. I was like, well, do you want me to like spoil some of it to help you like speed up the process? She's like, go ahead. And I was like, well, this is what's happening with the children because I can't. If you guys want to watch it, I'm not obviously gonna.
We are not
it.
spoiling Children of the Whales here. We
Yeah.
are not going to rob you of that.
But I was like, that's what's happening with the children. She's like, what? Oh, well, I guess I really don't find that part much interesting.
I think that should be my next manga after I wrap up Vinland Saga.
they have a manga.
Yeah, they have a manga.
Oh, we gotta do comparisons.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I wonder how drastic the changes are. Like, if it's going to be fully faithful like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, or drastically different but still good like Blom.
I think it's gonna be more like Blom.
Probably more like Blom.
There's a lot of anime and manga stuff
Yeah.
that just can't mix very well.
Yeah, come to think of it, there was another manga for a Netflix original I planned on reading but haven't gotten into. Tsutomu Nihei, the author for Blom, had a second manga he made after that and got an anime before Blom. It's called Knights of Sidonia, if you've ever heard of it.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's about humanity leaving Earth after its destruction and fighting off against aliens who seek to eradicate them, while all the while searching for a new home.
Okay.
It's kind of like Attack on Titan, but in space.
But in space.
But in space.
That literally made me think of Darling and the Franks. But they're flying through
Now they're going to
space.
space.
Yeah, it's like but they're
You know, I liked Studio Trigger until they kept reusing the same, it was aliens all along plot twist every stinking time. They've been using it ever since Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
What? Studio Triggers did a Gurren Lagann?
Yeah, they did Gurren Lagann.
I didn't know they did that one.
Yeah,
It
they did.
was too good to be in their studio, okay?
Almost too good to be in their studio.
Watch
They
that.
sort of had the same plot twist in Kill la Kill, but it was less of a big deal then than it is with any of their new titles.
Wait, how was it that in Kill la Kill?
Clothes.
Yeah, I guess it would. Yeah, now he's saying it out loud. It's really clicking up here. Like,
You got the gears turning, don't you?
I mean, I got the gears more than turn. They're already rapid spinning, man.
Yeah.
Oh, did someone stop on by?
Nah, Cheese Games Plays just left.
Yep. Good job.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the bottom of the chat. That's
Oh, that's
okay,
weird.
though.
Let me refresh because it says something different up there. So, sorry guys, gotta get a better setup at some point.
Yeah,
You don't say yeah. I'll do my best.
yeah,
Yeah, I was like, you don't say yeah.
yeah.
Wild Horse.
B-R-Y-H.
Hi, Wild Horse. Thank you for stopping on by.
B-R-Y-H.
I have no idea what that means, man. You're just gonna have to roll with it.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to roll with that.
All right. Also, there's a few new animes that are on Crunchyroll that I don't know if you heard of. Have you heard of The Brilliant Healer?
That name sounds a bit familiar, but my mind might eventually get it confused with this debauched one called The Redo of Healer.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Redo.
I'm thinking of Redo of Healer. I'm thinking of Redo of Healer.
And if you haven't watched Redo of Healer,
One episode is enough to completely take you out of it in the worst way possible. It's an entire revenge fantasy.
guess what? You're gonna need a healer after.
You're gonna need a healer for your brain after watching that crap.
Toilet Bound Hakuno.
Toilet Bound Hanako?
Yeah, Hanako
Hanako.
came out with season 2, and let me say it did not disappoint. It did not. I was so excited. I'm sorry. I don't mean to yell, but like
There's
watched
no
season
need to
one.
apologize
Yeah,
for.
I watched season 1. It was great. I was like, oh, look at this little mystery romance, all this weird fantasy bull crap. And I was like, man, this is nice. And then I got to the end, right? This was after like 2 years that it has already been released. I was like, cool, if it's not happening, it's not happening. Then Crunchyroll saved me. It said, hey, something you may like. Toilet Brown Hanako. Season 2. I was like, season 2's coming out. Like, hold on, guys. You can keep talking, but let me show you how much I like this anime.
How much do you like Toilet Bound Hanako?
Nah.
Yeah, Toilet Bound Hanako. Is the toilet bound Skibidi?
It's not Skibidi.
Thank you.
Where is it?
I'm sick of that toilet scatting along to Timbaland's Give It To Me.
Skibidi-doo, babe.
Yeah,
It is.
I prefer Scatman John any day of the week. I'm a scat man. Where's the scat man? I'm a scat man. They called him Scatman John because he sang with a stutter, but he turned it into something beautiful. He did.
He got a stutter, but he raps like no other. Putting those words.
Everybody stutters one way or the other. That's what he said.
Make those rap flow like butter. Hey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that song has one of my favorite unofficial music videos of all time. It was definitely something that was put on Newgrounds at one point in MS Paint, but it's really, really charming.
Is it?
Rest in peace, Scatman John.
What do you guys think? My what is it called? It's not
Your
Komodo.
gi?
Yeah, my gi. Toilet Bound Hanako. I was like, I really liked it. And then I went to Mall of America, and then I saw this, and I was like, I gotta get it.
Yeah, you're just missing a karate belt. Speaking of Karate Kid Legends came out recently. I've been on the fence on whether or not to see it because reviews have been a bit polarizing.
That's all types of movies, though.
That's all types of movies, but it's been this way specifically. Supposedly, Daniel LaRusso doesn't show up in too much of it, which...
He's the reason behind Karate Kid.
He is the Karate Kid.
Yeah,
He's the reason the movie's getting made. He's the reason you have the license, the IP, everything. He's the reason. He's one of the biggest reasons there was 6 seasons of Cobra Kai. I loved Cobra Kai. It was one of my favorite shows ever.
I watched it.
It's a terrific show. Just know that, take it from me, I couldn't predict a single thing that was going to happen as it was happening. Do you have any idea how difficult it is for someone so plot savvy to be thrown for a loop time and again by the same thing?
Isn't that what Guts did to you, though?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm glad I could at least be like, hey, yo, but didn't this anime already do this?
You can always point to Berserk as something that could. Berserk always can with me. Berserk always will.
All right. We got to do a few more, and then we should probably wrap it up because we've been going for about almost an hour and a half now. Yeah. So what are the few points you want to hit real quick?
Yeah, there was a bit of disappointing video game news, and amidst all of the announcements, about 4 years ago during the Gaming Awards, they announced this flashy-looking video game for Wonder Woman developed by the studio Monolith. They were behind Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, the same Lord of the Rings video game that had that revolutionary nemesis system in which if an enemy kills you, they level up. Yeah, so Warner Brothers decided to patent this Nemesis system, meaning only games that they licensed could use it. And this was done with the assumption that they would be using it. The Nemesis system hasn't returned since the last Middle-earth game. And the studio Monolith has been shut down. And because of that, Wonder Woman, which had been in development for 4 years and has cost over $100 million, has been axed. That makes me mad. Well, they canceled this, but they were perfectly fine with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing is, especially with stuff like nowadays, with AI being able to learn and they're implying that into games, I love this idea, but I also fear it so much because especially when you're like a type of gamer that like just wants to get in the habit and play something, casual. And it turns out to be like a horror game you like, you're going into the same horror game with different outcomes over and over and over. I'm like, my little itty bitty heart, I can't play horror games already. Five Nights at Freddy's scared the crap out of me. I
Here
can't do
is
that.
one example of AI that I think I'll be citing for a long time in the near future.
Mhm.
So Fortnite recently allowed players to partner up with Darth Vader.
You say recently, but that was last chapter.
Recently, yeah. But so you partner up with Darth Vader, and his voice sounds exactly like the late and very great James Earl Jones, who had done it originally and came back to do it time and again. That is because they used an AI to synthesize his voice. SAG-AFTRA, the Actors Union, was not happy about this. But here's the thing. James Earl Jones approved of this long before he died.
Really?
Yes, he approved of this. He wanted Darth Vader to sound like Darth Vader, no matter what. And when you get approval from the actor himself to use his own likeness, his own voice, in this sort of capacity, there is not a problem here. Yeah. Not at all. This is the solution I think that should be for all AI. Every actor should patent their face and their voice and any of their likeness. Just give it put in an extra chapter under the copyright book, and you're fine. But instead, the actors go on strike and kind of make themselves look stupid in the middle of it.
Yeah, especially if they do go on strike, what are they going to do? They're not going to stop the AI for creating them, creating the background that they were in.
That's not going to stop their voices from getting synthesized or their faces from being duplicated. There was an entire fiasco over this that might still be ongoing about Genshin Impact.
I love and hate that game. I hate gacha games, but I love the quality of that game. But what was the thing about Genshin?
Yeah, so since the Actors Union, SAG-AFTRA, decided to have this gigantic 100-day strike with the movie industry, they eventually decided to do one with video games, not too long after the one with movies came to an end.
So 100 days without playing games?
The initial strike was 118 days without working on any new movies, and any movies featuring the actors on strike could not be released or promoted in any way, shape, or form. Okay. It's why Arcane League of Legends and Inside Out 2 got delayed like they did, and Dune. That's why it got delayed as well. It caused a whole lot of turmoil. For a while, theaters could only play independent, non-unionized projects.
Yeah.
And this went on for 118 days. But with video games, it's far more confusing because you don't know what games are and are not unionized. And there's discourse over, despite the fact that unionized actors are getting involved, if the union itself is being represented by this video game, or if the video game in particular has the luxury to patent their actors' likeness and faces and anything of their own features.
Yeah,
and
I can see where that gets a lot of trickery and confusion.
Some of the actors on strike have been replaced by new actors already, so it's kind of their own fault. They aren't being replaced by AI, just other people.
Yeah.
So they get mad at these other people for just wanting more work. That's
you're not signed up what you signed up for, basically. And you got to learn how to grow up with the times.
Yeah, you gotta know what battles to fight, and the one in the video game industry looks like it's in vain. Only time will tell if it will be, though.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up there. Once again, I'm D. I almost called myself H.
No, I'm the H in HD. He's the D in HD.
And we are
HD Synergy. Signing off.
Yay! Now I gotta drag my mouse way over there and just.
And over.
All right.